Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today I've got my 2022 fall season in the bag. If you want to check out my earlier in the season in the bag, that video is up here or here somewhere. I'll link it there. My discs have changed a lot. I've put in a lot of new stuff, cycled out old stuff, and I'm excited to share with you what's in my bag. I promise I'll try not to ramble. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So without further ado, let's just get straight into my bag. Starting out with my putting putters, I am putting right now D-Line P2s, the reinvented P2s. I've been liking them a lot. They feel really comfortable in my hand and they like to go in the basket, so P2s. For my throwing putters, I've got this really beat up D-Line P2, which I've been throwing for a long time now, and it's just straight to understable and I can throw it down some gaps and it flies really nice for me. Next up, I carry two Discraft zones. This one is a Z Glow Ledgestone, the 2022 Ledgestone zone. I've really been liking this. It's very overstable. And I put in this fresh ESP zone. My other one got this enormous nick in the side, and so I decided to retire it, but got this new zone. It flies about the same. It flies straight for a long time, then it has that reliable fade, so I pull this out a lot. Moving on to my mid-ranges, I carry 4 mid-ranges right now. Starting out the most understable, I carry a Z Meteor. This thing is very flippy, but I can hyzer flip it down gaps and it flies really straight on hyzer, but yeah, use this a lot. Next up, I carry 2 Discraft Buzzes. This one is flatter and it's very, very straight. I use this all the time in the woods. It's just dead straight. Then I carry this Paul Macbeth 5-time Buzz. This one's a little bit domier and it is extremely overstable for a buzz. It will just start going left really quickly. It flies more like a wasp than it does a buzz, but I love it. It feels great and I pull this out all the time. Next up, for my really overstable mid-range, I'm carrying a Z-Swirl drone right now. I'm not really liking the drone. It's just a bit too deep for me and it doesn't have the glide I'm looking for. So we'll see where this goes in the future, but right now I'm carrying a Z-Swirl drone. Next up, for my fairways, I carry a lot of fairways right now. Starting out my most flippy, I'm carrying a Big Z Heat. This is just my roller disc, and I can also throw little forehands with it, just hyzer flip up forehands. Next up, I carry 2 Discraft Undertakers. This one is very flippy, and this one's a bit more stable. I use this one a lot, but this one I'll pull out for hyzer flips and such. Next up, I'm carrying a Ken Climo 12-time Champion T-Bird. This one's got a more luster look to it. It's pretty stable for a T-Bird, but I've really been liking it. Next, I carry 2 Discraft ESP Onyxes. Onyx is one of my favorite discs. It's just super predictable and very glidey. This is my straighter Onyx, and then this one's brand new, just put it in the bag, and it's very overstable, so really been liking these. Next, I've got a Z Raptor. This is my go-to forehand disc. It's just got that initial flip up that I really like, and then it's got that reliable fade, so I've really been liking my Raptor. Next up is a disc that's been in the bag forever. This is a Ken Climo 12-time Champion Firebird. This thing is just extremely overstable, super predictable, and yeah, I love this disc. And then of course I've got the Full Tilt, which is just a really weird disc. It fills a slot in my bag I didn't even know existed. I think it was Casey White who said this, that you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, so glad I've got a tilt. Lastly, I'm moving on to my distance drivers. The distance driver slot has kind of changed a bit for me. First up, I carry 3 Innova Wraiths. Starting out with the least stable is this Factory Second Champion Wraith. This one also has kind of a luster look to it. It's pretty stable, but I can get a lot of initial flip, and so this is kind of my go-to distance and distance forehands. I just love the way this disc feels. This disc is going to stay in the bag for a long time. Moving up in stability, I've got this Garrett Girthy Halo Wraith. This is starting to get seasoned in just perfectly, where I can throw it on a little bit of hyzer, it'll flip up to flat, go straight and fade. Throw this thing super far. I've been loving it. The most stable Wraith I've got is this Jennifer Allen Commemorative Edition Halo Wraith. This thing is very overstable. I can throw it to some headwinds and it will stay true. Next up, I carry 3 Discraft Forces. The least stable is this Paul Macbeth 5-time ESP Force. I love to throw this on forehands, and I can throw this really far on backhands. I pop it on a tiny bit of hyzer, it'll flip up to flat, start going right, and then come back at the end. This is one of my bomber discs right now, so liking this. Next up in stability, I've got this other Paul Macbeth 5-time ESP force. This force is pretty stable. I can throw it flat and it'll just go straight and then fade. Great for forehands. I really just like to throw big hyzers with this. It's very predictable and it's also got a lot of glide for how overstable it is, so really been liking this. The last force I've got is this pink Z force. It is very overstable. It's just a beefcake, but I can throw this, really put some torque on this and it won't even budge. Yeah, just super overstable. It's flatter than the ESP ones, but really been liking this. Last mold in my bag is my lovely Destroyers. This one is just my precious child. I've had this for so long. I bought it off my dad when I first started playing. I've beat this thing in like crazy, so I can put this on a lot of hyzer and it will still flip up to flat and maybe even get some right play to it. But this is probably my farthest flying disc. It's gonna be a really sad day when I lose this. Last up, I've got this Calvin Heimberg Halo Destroyer. This thing is very overstable, good pop top to it. I like to throw big hyzers with this. I can throw it in the wind, it won't go right. I know it'll just go straight and then fade. Super predictable, and I just love this Halo plastic. Love my Destroyers. And right now I'm still using this grip equipment AX5. I've really been liking this bag. It's very durable, it stands up straight. It makes rounds so much more convenient for me, so loving my grip bag. So those are all the discs I'm carrying this 2022 fall season. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you feel like I earned it, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.